All right. Well, first of all, I just really wanted to welcome you and thank you for joining us on this Lunchbox and Learn series, making the most of this time to make the most of your brand. Unfortunately, we do all find ourselves with a little more time than we would like to have instead of actually doing what we do and what we love. So our topic today is why Google My Business is mission critical to your local businesses. And what we're going to do is walk you through this platform and show you how to maximize your online presence and your search through Google My Business. So feel free to take some notes, or like James said, stop us and ask questions if there's something you don't understand. Our intent here really is to help you with this. So Gig Strategic and Wabash and Lake have partnered on many projects over the last several years, and we share some clients too, and we love working together and have very similar missions when it comes to our clients. So this series is a result of some conversations that we all felt, Nina and James and Joe and myself, that we really wanted to use some of our knowledge and share that with you to help you strengthen your brands through messaging and your digital presence. So through this series, we hope that you'll learn how to not only reach potential customers, but maintain those willing customers too. We're going to show you how to create those willing customers. So again, thanks for joining. We're going to have more information on other topics that are coming up over the next few weeks. Nina will get into that a little bit later on. So James Burton, it's yours, the owner of Gig Strategic.
Thank you, Shelley. And Gig's mission is really to equip small businesses or local businesses to best understand, manage, and benefit from their local online presence. So we've been doing that. We focus mainly on the digital side, so looking at areas such as SEO, local online presence through directories and business listings and reviews, reputation management, as well as some social that we do, and advertising within Google AdWords, as well as other platforms for display and video advertising. So we do have a pretty extensive background in helping people with their online presence, everything from websites to all these other things that that I just mentioned. So I'm just glad to have everybody here. I'm looking forward to having Joe kick this off. Joe is a professional in every sense of the word. He is somebody that does really, I think like a lot of small business owners, at least the ones that succeed, we have to have a passion about what we do, and we have to be really authentic in how we're serving our customers and our clients. And I think that passion comes through with Joe, and so I'm excited to hear what he has prepared for us today as we get into this together to learn more about Google My Business. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Joe.
Thank you. And yeah, I've known James for a long time, and we are very, very similar. So our company is Wabash and Lake Advertising. We are an ad agency, but I do not like the phrase ad agency because it implies a touch of sliminess at times. So Shelley and I made a very distinct point to not be that way. In fact, we earned the phrase the anti-ad agency here in town, and we wear that like a badge of honor. The anti-ad agency part means that we don't like to make ads, even though we're an ad agency. We don't like making ads. We like making a promise that our local customers can back up to their clients every single time. And we only work with customers that can actually back up the promises we make. And we're known for saying no more than we say yes, because if you don't have a good customer experience that you can deliver, we're just wasting our time. So we're very proud to, I'll just quickly share a screen here for a second. Let's just see this, if it will share. These are some of the clients we work with. Leak Tire, new med spa that got messed up. Work with a bunch of local clients in and around the area, and many, many more than this. But each one of these, including the nonprofits, everyone can back up a promise that we make. And they all are uniquely different from their customers. And we're going to get into why Google My Business is so important based off of this. This is what we do. This is our focus for everyone we work with, everything we do. Yes, we do ads that are multi-channel. We focus on your digital presence, of course. And that's where James and other, if it's social media, that's where Gig Strategic falls into place. Your local reputation is very important as well. But what we do more than anything is we build willingness with all of our clients. So more than just those ads, more than just another TV ad or a radio ad or a print ad, we make sure to focus on willingness. And that ties in perfectly to why Google My Business is so important here. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Actually, you know what? I might switch back over to, I'm just going to dive right into it. Well, actually, before I do that, we did our homework, and everyone here on the call has Google My Business already set up for their business. Anybody? Yeah, I guess everybody does have it. Nicole, are you familiar with it? You are, okay. Just I see you nodding your head. Good. I'm going to dive into one. Let me share the screen here again and dive into one. I've got permission to do this. This is Tech for Troops, one of the nonprofits we work with, and a lot of people don't use Google My Business, but the reason we know it is so important is that that sales funnel we were talking about, the willingness at the bottom, that customer. If you go out and you're marketing yourself, you're advertising in any capacity, we all know that people are going to go and search for you. They're going to find you online in some way, shape, or form. And Google My Business has become the perfect trap, if you will, for all those people who come to find you. As a matter of fact, I'm sure James could back this up as well, that it started happening at the end of last year. I'll do a quick little recap on why it's so important. Google My Business, or at Google's, this looks so much more dynamic and engaging when people go and find 311. They'll continue to scroll down and more likely to stay engaged with the content that is found here. Yeah.
You want to look at Rejuvenation Skin Labs?
So this first image, the color is beautiful. Your logo is not established though. It's just another image. So that could be enhanced. That could be added there. Got some reviews. You've spent time on this section by itself. About 65% of all traffic that goes through Google stays within Google. And that is hard for some people to fully understand. They have set this perfect trap. They want to keep you inside Google and all their products as much as possible so that they win. They can sell you on more things. They can make sure the experience is correct. Google My Business is the final step in that. It's the place where you can make sure your willingness is set perfectly. Everyone focuses on their website. They focus on their Facebook page. They focus on other elements. But Google is making it so that you don't see those pieces. You'll see what is right there on Google My Business. And you can now do all the business you need through there. You can order your food. You can see a menu. You can see maps. You can see products. You can even order stuff pretty much right through. And the website is becoming almost secondary. So for that reason, Google My Business is so mission critical to so many businesses. And I am now just going to dive in really quick and show you, just do a quick walkthrough. And then we've got all of your pages pulled up as well, or a few of you, we've got some pages pulled up and we'll walk through and just show a few items here. So I can share. And all right, so here is, this is Tech for Troops, a nonprofit here in town that we work with, that we volunteer our time with. And we helped them get this lined up and do a lot of work on their page. So Google My Business, when you hop in, if you look at it on a laptop, a tablet, or even on your phone with the app, you'll see something similar here, as you all are pretty much familiar with. When we started with Tech for Troops, their name was not correct on here. They had Tech for Troops, nonprofit, et cetera, et cetera. It was too long. It didn't make sense. So we came in here and we shortened this. We cleaned it up. They also had not done this part, categories. They had not selected categories. Not so Tech for Troops is a nonprofit organization where you can make donations. They're a veterans organization. They're a recycling center as well, and they're a place where you can volunteer your time. But none of that had been selected. And so the reason that's important is when people were searching for them, they weren't falling into the categories of donations, veterans organizations, volunteer. If you're looking to volunteer here in Richmond, they would not come up as easily in search. But now that we've done this, they're more likely to come up as a volunteer organization. Their address was correct. The service areas, they'd only selected Richmond. We made sure that, if you go in, Google has enhanced this. You can now select many, many locations, not just based on physical zip codes, but also, most importantly, on user. So there's no such thing as West End, Virginia. But we as users search by West End. We live in the West End, but there's no literal West End. But Google has recognized it and added West End as a service area. Innsbruck, there's the shops at Innsbruck, but there's no Innsbruck, Virginia. But again, because of the user, because of that customer experience, they're looking for things close to me in Innsbruck, or they're doing a search within Innsbruck. So Google recognizes it and has now made it a service area you can select. So we recommended to them and went through, let's go through and dive into all the different areas that really are important. Google lets you choose about 16 of them. So we chose 16 of the most important service areas. And now, that's a lot better than just Richmond. So we're matching the experience, we're matching the what people are actually searching for on their device as they're living their lives. Their hours were not correct. We made sure that they are. Again, this is just the basic stuff here. I'm actually going to step back for a second. When you first log in your homepage, this is where Google sets that trap. They show you some of the information, your performance. You can see how many views you got, your searches. You can see the results of what your actions are doing. You can see photos you put up. You can see your latest posts, calendar events. But also, Google is trying to sell you on something. Claim your free advertising credit. So they're always going to have an agenda. They're going to want you to, buy Google virtual tours. And maybe you want to do these things. But we recommend 100% that you do not do any of these things until you have set up your information, your info side properly. So if you haven't already, take that time, sit down through it, look at this closely, and make sure all of your information is correct. And one thing that Tech for Troops does, and let's see if I have this pulled up, or to see with the way we share the screens here. Nope, I still can't see it. Yeah, I can move that. Okay. The products. So one thing that Tech for Troops does to generate money is, I'm going to open this up. Legacy Roasting. They sell coffee. A portion of the coffee that is sold, the Tech for Troops blend, goes back to Tech for Troops. They also have an eBay page where they get donated a lot of computer, laptops, and network accessories, and they sell them after they've refurbed them. They sell them on eBay to fund their mission. So we added that category here. So when I go in and look at it, they have a charity page. We give it a title of Use Tech and Accessories to Support Tech for Troops. We titled it eBay charity page. We gave a quick description. And then you have an option of a buy button. You can order online. You can buy, learn more, get offer. We chose buy, and it goes directly to their eBay page. So this is what I was talking about earlier. If somebody searches and finds Tech for Troops, which I'll show you in a moment how they are finding them, they will see this product offer pop up, and they can still within Google look at this, learn more, and go directly to the eBay page to buy a used laptop, all without going to Tech for Troops page in any capacity. So Google maintains most of that traffic, gives the customer exactly what they want to see, and then sends them directly to the actionable step that they want to take. Back out of this so don't make any mistakes or changes here. And I'm going to pull them up really quick and show you a little bit of what this looks like. So Tech for Troops. And this is just their search. So with the zoom box out of the way here. So here we go. We can see their location. You can see some photos. Tech for Troops, the Google reviews. They're now listed properly as a nonprofit organization in Henrico County. Their address, hours. Google's putting up this COVID-19 alert on everything by default. They've also got calendar listings here. They put up when they have meetings, which are not happening now, but they've got meetings listed. And here are those products I was talking about. So coffee, eBay charity page. They can enhance this and make more if they choose to. If they start selling shirts, a page will come up for shirts. So if I click on this, it'll show me the synopsis of what it is. And then I can call them or go directly to buy, and it loads their eBay page where I can see laptops. And all this is done without going to the Tech for Troops homepage in any way, shape, or form. Back up here again. So when I go back into the Tech for Troops page, this is why these products, these elements are so important. If you look at the different tabs here, these are different options that everybody has. Not all of them apply, but you take advantage of what works best for you. So bookings, Virginia Cliff Inn. I believe you guys have used this tab, and you can actually book and see elements through here. It's very smart. That's exactly what people want to do. It makes it easy for that customer, that willing customer, to become a real customer for you. I'll walk through the rest of these really quick.
So Joe,
go ahead.
When we look at the pictures, when you have that screen up and it shows the map and the pictures,
yes.
Is it best for them to have like something that shows their place or their logo? Does it depend on the business? Is there a way to make it that's always the top photo? I see you're sharing Atlas 42. Is that always the picture?
So John works with Atlas 42. We work with Atlas 42 as well. And Atlas 42 has been set up very, very, very well. We all decided, one of the photos is the first photo you see here actually has the slogan. There's a little bit of an advertising element to it. So when you search for Atlas 42, unparalleled experience, one event at a time. You can see their maps, see the reviews. We have some elements still left in here. So here's a calendar event that was posted up by John. Good shot, Judy. That is obviously didn't happen, but that is still there. You can see times, all the reviews, and then from Atlas 42, see their statement. And we can also see postings that have made. And I'm going to get to those in just a second here. Why is it really important? So Atlas is doing an Easter dinner. And if I want to view that, click on it. And now this is going to come up. If people search for Easter dinner and they look in the Short Pump area, the Innsbruck area, there's a very good chance that this is going to come up first or sooner. And this will lead more people to ordering online and ordering their Easter meal, all without really doing much effort except playing Google's game and giving them the information so that the users can find what they want, all there through Google My Business.
Yeah, I don't think I asked the questions properly. So
Okay.
at the top, when the map comes up, when you have that map and there's a picture, the picture is beside it. So can you control what stays in that square all the time,
Yes.
no matter what you're posting? Okay, so I think, and
So I will show you here.
how do businesses assess whether or not that should be a constant picture of their logo or an experience that somebody has had or something that they've done? What's the best way to kind of filter that for yourself as a business owner?
So good, very, very good question. So here's Tech for Troops, and here is the photo tab on the side. Google has now allowed you to start adding videos and photos, of course. And this is changing kind of every 6 weeks. But here is where we can assign our cover photo. So this with Atlas 42, the cover photo is that, creating a parallel experience one event at a time. So when you are here in Google My Business and you add photos, which you can do up here at the top, you drag and drop, select a photo, and it'll come up in your gallery. And you can edit. It's not showing the full gallery. I apologize for that. You can select the photo that you want to make your cover, and then select the photo that you want to be your logo. So with Tech for Troops, it wouldn't make sense to do this photo here. That's a great photo of a veteran who received a laptop, but that's not the most important photo. Same with all these other elements. But that's their statement. So it's adding in the right photos and, making sure that you select the right one that you want, that you need. All right, Larry, I'm going to jump over to you for a second. Your photo here of the interior, I love that. That's a great photo. I would honestly go in and, if you could, even add your logo here that you have to this photo so that they see the interior, but also your logo might be here in the top corner, just to help brand yourself a little bit more. It's understanding the user experience. So if somebody searches, they see your name, they see your logo, they see an image, but why not add legacy to all the photos that you can? Just to help that user see it and go, oh, this is legacy roasting. Oh, okay. And also, no one can take that photo and use it any other place. You're protecting it. But
And I do think that's an important part of all of this. I think when we're business owners, we're looking at it strictly from our perspective. And so, we see a great photo and everything, like, oh yeah, that's a great photo. But what does it mean if you're using Google My Business to attract new clients or customers? Then having something there that really shows their experience. Virginia Cliff Inn right there, the beautiful picture of their house. Again, I see an opportunity for you to put your logo there as well. So just, always making sure that you're thinking about what the other side is seeing or thinking or feeling, meeting a need that they have, making sure that picture is really, and even if you change it, I think you could change it and then just make sure your logo, like, there's something consistent, as long as it's really about your clients. I think that's probably the best way to go.
Yes, and so that's a good question about the photos. I'm going to do jump into one more section here that is becoming even more important, and then walk through a few of your postings as well. So on Tech for Troops, on all of Google My Business, you can now post. And a lot of people have been asking, what are these posts? What do you mean? Is that like social media? And yes, it is. It's actually exactly like social media, except it's so much more important. And I'll show you why. So Tech for Troops, these are their posts that have already been made. Volunteer night every Wednesday. Here's somebody who received, this is a review that was left. This was a really special story. This was fantastic. I'm not going to dive into that. But at the top here, of any Google My Business on your phone or on the laptop here, you can do, this is brand new, the COVID-19 updates, but you can do an update, you can do an event, you can add an offer, and you can add products. And so these help you be found. This affects your search and what the customers see on the other side when they see you. When they search for you and they find you, so that they can go direct, become a customer more quickly. So,
and remember what Joe said earlier about the fact that Google is trying to keep you in Google. So that's why this has been developed by them. It's their way of having, social media and just one more avenue to keep you in the Google stream.
And
so you got to play their game.
Google controls, James, how much of web traffic goes through Google. I mean, it's got to be 70+% of search traffic.
Yeah, it varies, but the point is Google is keeping it on the Google platforms. And this was something that scared SEO people a long time ago, but they're adapting. SEOs are adapting, and now we have to approach it in a way that's looking at your local online presence and making sure that we're incorporating this Google My Business piece, because it's not all going to our websites and it's not all about ranking for our websites anymore. It's about this as well. Google kind of makes us play by their rules in a lot of ways. Yeah. So you're totally right there.
And so these are steps you can take to impact how you're found in search. If you can't afford to work with somebody like Gig Strategic, which are actually surprisingly affordable, and that's not a pitch, I promise. They're truly some of the best around. But these are steps you can take on your own to be better found in your search. And so by being active at Google My Business, if you're posting on Facebook, if you're posting on Pinterest, if you're posting on Twitter, we recommend to all of our clients that you take the same post you put up, you copy and you paste it over into Google My Business through the app on your phone or through the desktop here. And so this post for March 7th, this was actually posted by Mark Casper, who is the director of Tech for Troops. He put it up on LinkedIn, and I reached out to him and said, Mark, great post. Let's make sure to put that up on Google My Business as well, because this will impact you and this will impact how people find you and see you. This is a beneficial element. So he said, oh yeah, you're right. And so he went up to the top here and added an update. And if you're not sure what to do, they always give you, Google's making it very easy. You can see sample posts. Oh, there's a boutique opening today. We're excited to announce, etc. There's an offer, an example of a post, 10% off. So you can see these and use it as your guide to make a very powerful post. And so add an image, you can write your post. I believe it gives you 1,000 words. And then you can also, as I showed earlier, you can select a button at the bottom. And so I'll do a sample here. Let's select the photo. I will choose a picture of my Xterra. This is my camping vehicle. That's the first thing I saw. So as soon as it loads, and I'm going to delete all this. None of this will really be posted. So it's taking a second to load. I guess everybody's Wi-Fi is getting impacted here. So I'm going to let that continue. There it goes. So if this was I can adjust the image, upload it, select it as such, and then I can write a post. Tech for Troops loves Joe's Xterra. That's just stupid. I apologize for that. But that is an example of just something you do that is related to the image. And or you would copy your Facebook post and paste it right in here. So if I wanted to add a button at the end, which I recommend you do for every post you can, let's say learn more. So the button will say learn more, and then I could put tech.org, and I can preview it before I publish it. And it's not loading the image correctly. I don't know why it's doing that. It's probably because of my Wi-Fi being slow. So basically it would show the image here. It would have my post underneath it. I'm going to switch over to Atlas 42 and show you an example. So John posts regularly for Atlas 42. And again, here is one of those recent posts. So in search on your phone, on your laptop, here is content that engages people and is literally just a post that was made on Instagram, on Facebook, and in other places. Atlas 42, the image is there. There was the picture that he uploaded. This is the copy that was added. And then the button, order online, takes you directly to the website where you can take action and order the food right there on the spot. So it's well done. It was exactly as it needs to be. And we can see even a few more here, a few other posts if I scroll down. Different food items, the wedding show. This is back when we could all congregate. This was what it would look like. Events. So this is content, and this keeps people engaged in Google and helps build that willingness. It's again, they built that perfect trap. So if I go back to this, I'm going to back out of this so it doesn't actually load. Again, so what John was doing with Atlas 42, he added an event, very, very similar. Add your photo, add your title, start date, add a time, and this will stay up. I should touch on this too. If you add a calendar event, it'll stay up as long as you select on time. So if this is an ongoing calendar event through end of May, this will stay an active post from April 9th through May 31st. If I go back and just do a regular updates only last for 2 weeks. This is part of that trap that Google has built. Once you make one post, it's going to email you in about 2 weeks and say, hey, your post is about to expire. Continue adding content. People have seen it. People have viewed it. Continue to play the game with us. And so that's why we recommend you continue to at least once a week, but I say, why not every day? If you're going to post on Facebook, post here as well. Let them know what's new. Let them know an event that's going on. If you have an offer, Larry, if you start doing discounted coffee, add it here. And it'll start coming up in your search even better, even faster. I'm going to dive back in a little bit more into, actually, I'll get this out of the way here. So legacy roasting. Larry, I promise we're not picking on you, just going to use it as an example. So you have secured it, you have your logo, you got your address up here, your hours, you got some reviews. But something you could add here is the product section. So in your Google My Business, I'll switch back over, the bottom left side, go to products, and you can add, you can add a product, coffee, or a category called coffee. And then under that category, you can add 20 different products or more. So you can actually list out each of your coffees, each of your varieties and flavors, and then add a button buy that goes directly to the buy now page.
Sorry, Joe, just a quick question about creating posts. That was the subject you just were talking about.
Yes.
Do posts in Google My Business have to be created inside Google My Business? Or if I'm using a scheduling tool like Hootsuite, can I schedule those posts in the same way I'm currently scheduling posts for Facebook, etc.?
Unfortunately, they cannot yet.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Okay.
Yeah, like that's where Google wants everything Google to stay within Google.
Of course they do.
Of course they do. So
Okay.
that's why, I glazed over that. You're exactly right. That's why I've been saying cut and paste, copy.
Yeah.
I will say that Gig has a tool that does
Yes.
Our social scheduler does allow Google My Business. Just so you know, we can actually post and schedule to LinkedIn, Twitter, Google My Business, and Facebook. And we're in beta with Instagram. So there are other options, but
Groups
I
are
did not
working
know
on it.
that about
Yes.
Hootsuite.
Okay.
Yeah, groups are working on it, and because Google was changing this quickly, all the time updating it, they groups are realizing the importance of it, and I would not be surprised if Hootsuite offers it in 6 months or 3 months, or who knows when, but I'm pretty sure it's coming. So until then, it's still good to copy and paste over and continue making these posts at least once a week. But if you're posting every day and you have the time, copy and paste it over and make your own post here.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, sure. And actually, since we're on Virginia Cliff End, we'll touch on yours really quick too. There's one thing, I noticed this, very familiar with Virginia Cliff End. I don't believe you guys are a 2-star hotel.
Heck no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You guys are an amazing bed and breakfast. You're an amazing event space. Everything's off the charts. I mean, clearly by all these amazing Google reviews you have. So inside Google My Business, this is one of those categories that can be changed.
Oh, good.
Really quick over here. It would be on the info section.
Info. Okay.
Is where you can change the second piece here, your category. And you can add different categories and it'll autocomplete. So I can't add any more here, but if I add one, it will autocomplete in this gray box and show me what is recommended in the search categories. So bed and breakfast.
And something like that is so important because that absolutely affects your searchability. It absolutely does. Who wants to stay at a 2-star hotel? Where do you think?
Exactly.
Where do you? No, seriously, it's like you're a gorgeous, gorgeous bed and breakfast, and you offer so much more. So that is like that.
Amanda, that was worth it right there for sure.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I got my money's worth. Thanks, guys.
And you're doing
Not
so many
from
other,
not.
doing so much else right. So here,
Oh,
I can
God,
check
yes.
availability right here within Google. This is already set up and this is perfect. So this is how, again, Google keeps all of us in Google without going to another page. Hotel details, perfect. I can see amenities and you could probably even add more here. You've got distinct Georgian style. This is all written very well. But if there's more to add, go ahead, add them.
Okay.
Feel free. Get your time set up, your reviews. But this is where the categories and postings would show up.
Yeah.
Here at the bottom.
Okay.
And so there's so much more. And on the phone, since I can't show on my phone here, this all comes up perfectly and beautifully all within the search. If you look, it's almost built to match a phone screen. This whole square here. So that's how, that's a very good one to look at changing right there. 311, if I may, I'm gonna jump over to 311 for a moment. So 311 only has 3 reviews, but that's not right. 311 does a ton of amazing events. Some of the biggest events you've heard of in the area, they are behind every single one of them. They're the leaders in local events, not just Richmond, but the region. So that's a topic for next week, but these can be improved pretty quickly. There's more content here that could be added as well. Postings, pictures, and events. Right now, perfect. The logo is established. Event planner, that could be enhanced as well. So there are little tiny elements that can be done that makes this look so much more dynamic and engaging when people go and find 311. They'll continue to scroll down and more likely to stay engaged with the content that is found here. Another one.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
You want to look at Rejuvenation Skin Lab since she is on the call and it's 10 minutes still?
Sure.
It looks beautiful, Nicole, honestly. You could use a little more logo, placing your logo on your stuff. Your photos are gorgeous. It really shows an experience to me that I wouldn't mind having, especially right now.
Yeah, this first image, the color is beautiful. Your logo is not established though. It's just another image. So that could be enhanced. That could be added there. Got some reviews. You've spent time on this section. That's great. That's great. More content can pop up here below. You can also do your products and your services so people can see them and then go directly to, so you've got your appointments. You could have those products go right to book an appointment. So it's little touches that keep people more engaged.
Yeah, I just noticed when you pulled up the Google landing page for Rejuvenation Skin Lab, it has the initial picture and then it has the map view. Is there any way to make that have more photos instead of just that view, or is that just automatically populated?
Good question as well. So I don't have that specific answer, but I've been asked before and I have my theory on it. So in photos, go back to Google My Business, there's nowhere to establish, there's an exterior photo now. So this is new. We can select an exterior photo. We have not done that for Tech for Troops. They're in a warehouse, so we're not going to worry about doing that. But this is where you can do this.
Wait, Nicole, are you asking about, can you get rid of that map?
Yeah, and put another nicer photo in its place.
Yeah.
Just about to touch on that. So the map part, they will always serve you that because they want you to, if I go to it, if I click on it, it implies directions. And so this makes it easy for that customer to find you faster.
Okay.
And if you look over here to the side, even in maps, I can find the info you put up there is all still there as well. So it's important in multiple ways.
Yeah, sorry, Nicole.
We go back. What will happen though is, if you notice, let me go back to Atlas 42. Atlas did two things. There's this image of outside of Atlas. This is auto-populated by Google. This implies, when I click on it, that one of the Google cars with the camera on top, I can't remember what their exact name is. They went through and they actually mapped out the parking lot at Innsbruck. So that's why this image comes up. And if I go over to yours, it is not there because Google has not mapped out the parking lot that you're in at the moment. Once they do, this is where my theory was coming. Once they do, this will come up as part of that image. If that makes sense.
Yes.
But you can still, in here, this is new, you can select an exterior photo and help change that. And you have different categories up here. You can see interior shots, exterior pictures, nothing yet, at work, team, et cetera, et cetera. So you can categorize your photos. And so people roll their eyes saying, oh, this is just another social media thing that I have to keep up with. Yes, but back to the beginning of it, it's so mission critical to have the right elements here. I say even more so than Facebook. Facebook's demographics don't cover everyone. Twitter's demographics don't cover everyone. Google's demographics do cover everyone. And that's why spending the time here is even more important than Facebook, than Twitter. They're important as well, but this is even more so because Google reaches everybody at any time, anywhere that they are. And so the time spent here is just so mission critical. Keep using that phrase, but it is.
John has a question.
Go ahead.
No, I'm actually good. When you were doing the 311 Productions thing, I was going to chime in and just say, hey, if you want to, because there's not much content, because we really haven't done anything with that one, you can do the 311 printing one. I'm actually working on that one this week and last week. So if you wanted to take a look at that one.
Got it, right here. Excellent. Yeah, so the outside, this is the question that happened just a moment ago. the road has been mapped in front of their location. So that's why the split screen comes up. You can see the map and you can see the outside, automatic outside image because it was mapped by Google. So that's why that comes up. Whereas here, it has not been done yet.
Good news. I think the good news on that map is that it's kind of, if you think about it, like instead of Google searching directions, I think thankfully we're all kind of used to seeing that map and clicking on it for directions. So I think if you can't do it, the next best thing is to make sure that the photo that you are allowed to put there really maximizes saying who you are and what you are. So then, you know, oh, I want to go there, they can click the map and find you easily.
Oh, no, guys, you said this is a quick overview, and please bring more questions if you have them. We're coming up.
Thanks, Joe. I think that was really, really helpful. And it's one of those things, like the topic that started this whole conversation was working on our business instead of working in or at our business, because right now some of us have some struggles with that. And this has been helpful for me, even, you know, as you've been talking, I've been kind of thinking about some things that, even though we offer this service for a lot of our clients, sometimes it's like, you know, I needed some refresher and some time to actually go through and do it for my own business. So I really appreciated it. It was really helpful for me.
Of course, Nicole. Of course,
I wanted to add something I just added into the chat box for anybody. If you wanted to take a look at this, I noticed this as Joe was talking about at the very beginning. We saw this dramatic shift from organic traffic to websites as Google has been showing more and more the Google My Business in the search engine results page. So as we've seen this, I saw some of the organic traffic go down for our clients, but we weren't really, our tool does track your Google My Business. We incorporate that data into our tool so that we can see that and we continue to look at that traffic. And we saw that was continuing to go up. So it's kind of like they were offsetting each other. Google is definitely moving that traffic to staying on their site. Now, the thing that was interesting is I wanted to do a little more research on this. So I put in here a link to to a UTM code builder. And so I actually just, while we were talking, was thinking about this and changing our website link so that when people click on your website on your Google My Business, if you use any analytics like Google Analytics, which I highly recommend, and we can maybe talk about getting that set up if you don't have it set up, or how to do that at another time. But getting Google Analytics set up on your website is really important to track the traffic. And so I actually did a UTM code onto my URL for Gig Strategic so that I can know when people are clicking on the website part of my Google My Business to see how much of, if any, of that traffic is coming from Google My Business to my website. Does that make sense? I know that's a lot. Did any of that make sense?
That is a lot, but it made sense. There's the good news.
Okay. So if you wanted to put your website into that Google Analytics development tool builder, and then you can change the URL for your website in Google My Business, if and when you have Google Analytics set up, it will point that in the right way. I think, you know, want to be sensitive to time. So we're coming up on the end of this.
And there's one last thing I'll touch on since the two of you are still here that's important to look at. It's insights.
Okay.
The insights section on Google My Business, that is incredibly valuable, where it shows how people are finding you.
Yes.
And so you'll see the top 10 phrases that come up associated to how you're found. That's a beneficial tool if you work with somebody like Gig Strategic, or you're placing ads on your own, or you're doing anything. You can see that, oh, I was found in this related search. I should use that search phrase in my work moving forward. So there's incredible tools there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you all find this helpful? Was this some good information here? Everybody got some good information?
Yeah, I thought, that was very good.
Amanda's.
If you know any other business owners that would benefit from something like this, please let us know. We'll also make this recording available to you afterwards for you to review and for you to share with others as well. We definitely appreciate this. And
thanks, everybody.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Nicole.
afternoon.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.